The first thing I'm supposed to talk about is why I am interested in sustainability and climate change. So I brought an introduction about myself because then I think you can have an overview of who I am and why I am so interested in those subjects. So I am a Brazilian, and being a Brazilian is having some kind of responsibility in this, as we have some of the most important biomes in our country, and I'm not only talking about the Amazon, but also especially about the Cerrado, which is a biome people don't talk much about. And I have a different story, as I grew up living on a sailboat with my family from my 9 years old until when I was 17 years old. So that brought me an experience with several cultures and especially with nature. And that's where I began becoming an activist for the environment and sustainability, which I would understand later in my university degree, where I started doing research about climate justice and then climate litigation and environmental law. Um, this brought me to COP27, COP28, where I got the Master in International Climate Negotiations course in Harvard, as I was selected to the International Youth Climate Delegate Program. And then I also went to COP29, CSW, as I am also interested in gender equality. And right now I am working at WayCarbon as a business development analyst. And I am going to talk a little bit about our work in WayCarbon towards the Sustainable Development Goals and sustainability. But there I think I can make clear why I am so interested in those subjects. So WayCarbon was founded in 2006 and is a leading sustainability and climate consulting firm. We offer integrated solutions such as digital tools, consulting, and high-quality carbon projects. We also became part of Santander Group in 2022, and we have several teams in mitigation, adaptation, NBS, and we also work a lot of cities towards resilience. I wanted to bring one example of our work and our tools towards sustainability. This is not all we work with, but it's one good example I would like to bring here. That's a product that we have. So the name of this platform is Ecosystem. It is a climate data analytics that we provide to it's a digital platform for climate and sustainability management. So it features emissions tracking, risk assessment, and data-driven insights, especially concerning inventory. So we can do the GHG and decarbonization inventories in all the scopes 1, 2, and 3 for emission tracking. And this is not only for the private sector. We do this also for cities, for example. And we have many Brazilian cities and Latin American cities that use this platform. So I wanted to introduce it here because it's a great platform concerning decarbonization, and it also presents KPIs and ESG, supplier management, climate risk modeling and management, and reporting. So I would also like to talk about developing partnerships, because this kind of conference is so important to us because we are from so many different organizations in different countries. So we need to understand how we can build partnerships with each other. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how WayCarbon has built such a consistent historical work, especially in Brazil, but now we are getting broader works in other countries and in several areas. So we've been working in 5 continents, and we have expertise across multiple sectors such as energy, finance, infrastructure, mining, and retail. And we have been 19 years in the market, and we have more than 1,000 projects developed. And how do we build that? We have great results and we have high qualified professionals. 45% of our professionals have master's degree or PhD. And one important data from our enterprise is that 56% of our employees are women, which is a very important data for me, considering that in Brazil we need to develop a lot the gender equality issue, and this enterprise is one that's worried about that. And I wanted to bring some of our partnerships and affiliations. We have many affiliations and partnerships with NGOs, private sector, the UN, and the academy. And I'm bringing this here to show that private sector can have partnerships with all other sectors because we are here to help each other towards sustainable development goals. And that's what we want to do. And that's why I am telling you, please come to talk to me. Let's develop partnerships. Let's see how we can work together towards sustainability, because we can work in all sustainable areas. I'm talking about mitigation, risk, cities, NBS, biodiversity, conservation. And we are very open to talk with anyone and to develop innovative solutions. And to finish my presentation, I would like to talk a little bit about COP30, as it's going to be held in Brazil, and I think everyone here is very curious about how it's going to be. I am going to talk especially about youth at COP30. So most of you must know about the presidency, Youth Climate Champion, and it's still to be chosen. But we have a short list, and Giulia Mancini, which is our employee at Way Carbon, is one of the shortlisted candidates. And I would like to bring my personal point of view concerning the youth at COP and why it's so important for us to participate in this kind of events. I've been to COP29, COP28, and COP27, and it's so important for youth to be there and to understand how the negotiations work and how this impacts our lives and future generations' lives. And for COP30, I think it's so important to bring protagonism for marginalized communities, such as indigenous and quilombolas. I don't know if you've heard about quilombolas communities, but in Brazil, we had this huge slavery process, bringing a lot of people from Africa to be slaves in Brazil. And when they run out of their settlements, they would create these small communities that are called quilombolas. And they still exist, and we need to look at them because they are also more vulnerable for climate change issues, such as the indigenous communities. And we also need to look for women, that because we are also more affected, as you must know. So I just want to bring one new that we have at COP30. I don't know if you heard about the new idea of the yellow zone. So we are discussing in Brazil of creating this new zone to promote the involvement of local population with the topics and the event. So as you know, we have already the green zone and the blue zone. And this yellow zone would be to bring local communities to the discussions and make it more inclusive. Even because most of these people don't speak English, so it's very hard to make it inclusive for them. And this is a new idea that Brazil is bringing. It's not 100% sure that's going to be implemented, but I'm bringing here so that you can also check up on it. And I think it's going to be great if we are able to really implement it. So yeah, I want to just close saying that it's so important for us to accelerate climate transition. And I want really to encourage collaboration between sectors and communities. And I'm open for questions and further discussions. Just please come to talk to me if you want to know anything about Brazil or COP30 or Wake Carbon. I'm really open to help with whatever I can. Thank you.